Okay, gotcha. Let me get my charger out.
I can probably do Discord chat on my phone if you think anybody's going to be in there. Uh,
Bingo, bango, bongo. Bing, bang, bling, bling.
All right,
Bing bong.
everybody say hello.
Hi.
Hi there, everybody.
So we have a relatively new face, but they have been here before. If anyone has been following this long, about a year ago, we had a very special guest, Harusama, joining us for our Final Fantasy IX long play. He is back with us today.
Hey there, everybody.
Hello. Harusama.
So he requested that we play this game with him. He's been wanting to stream with us again for a while, so it's great to have you back with us. But we are playing a Blast of the Past game, RWBY Grimm Eclipse, if I can get my teeth in.
Don't forget your dentures.
So yeah, we're mainly just gonna play it, and I think it's more of like a talking stream more than a playing stream on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Most likely. Yeah.
love this franchise and Rooster Teeth to death, but this game needs some love.
It does.
Just a little bit. It's a shame that it died off relatively quickly, and when they had so many plans for it. But
It is.
I'm ready
It
to
is
play
a
when you
bit of
guys
a-
are.
Roxy on
Yeah.
Twitch is saying hola.
Hello.
Do you wanna start out with just campaign, or do you wanna go into horde mode, or what are you guys feeling?
I'm up for whatever. I guess I didn't really get
Yeah.
to play this game very much. I played it when it was in some of its early alpha and beta states, and
Yeah.
Mhm.
no joke, when I loaded it up after confirming we were going to be doing this, it's essentially a totally different game from what even I remember at all. So
Yeah, I remember playing it when it was first coming out, and it's gone through a lot of changes.
oh yeah,
But
some of them seem to
essentially
be for the better.
disconnected.
You disconnected?
Oh,
Yeah, I
and there goes Cam.
Hold on.
He died the way he lived.
Uh,
Always
That's the way
something to
I
say.
lived it.
I blame Watts and his virus.
I'm back.
All right, Yang is back. It's really can't keep her down.
Nope.
No.
Gotta hand it to her. She always keeps fighting.
That's
Hand it to her.
That's
All
my
right.
wife who
So,
right
Anyway,
uh,
let's get into it. Is everybody sure about their characters? One last time, you want to select your
there.
character?
Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm perfectly fine with Yang or with RWBY. This way we're all level 1. Yang is the character I've been running around with. So
I remember that when I last played this, Blake was broken as all hell.
oh yeah, I remember Blake being pretty dumb busted. I remember a point when the ranged attacks meant something and were really awesome, and
Mm-hmm.
well, now they seem to be. There's quite a bit more lag in between shots, but that third shot, that special one, looks nice.
Let's start this mission with a yang.
Ha!
Ha ha ha.
Ah yes, Barbara puns. Yang just is anime Barbara embodied, as we all know.
I keep going into like Bloodborne territory and trying to do a lock on.
Nice.
I mean, listen, games without a lock-on system are doing it wrong.
Yeah, we're in the
gotta
day
be
and
on-
age
wow.
where a lot of
That was
games are like adapting. They're not like turning into Dark Souls, but they're adapting like Dark Souls qualities.
Yes, the whole Souls Light thing is a thing. People
Mhm.
really like them. But it's not even like, first of all, the whole the lock-on system started in Zelda. Actually, it might even predate that, to be fair. But like Ocarina of Time, the whole lock-on system, and it's
Mm-hmm.
one of the most effective ways to deal with things, especially in a
Uh,
third-person game where your character can go all over the freaking wonky place.
On Twitch,
Yes.
Yuki Candetta says, "Hey friend," and Roxy says, "Why there wasn't music at the beginning when it says starting soon?" Because I'm not on the main PC today. I'm on my laptop, and I do not have the music file on my laptop. So that is why there was
Here's
no
this
music.
Relic. I've played this level
Oh.
a couple times too many, so I know where all the artifacts are. Woo, But
Yeah, I remember this game being like there was some broken things mechanics about the game. I like the fact that you could change combos or combos change based on when you press the combinations. I thought
Right?
that was
Yeah, I
kinda
like.
cool.
Yeah, that's a complete edition. Like those didn't exist the last time I had played the game, and discovering them was nice.
Right.
I don't really like this counter button very much.
Being F.
Yeah, just I don't know. I mean, I feel like it could have been implemented a little bit better because, like, if you push it at the wrong time, you're just dead in the air.
You just fumble.
Yeah,
Did anyone see that?
it's not always super clear when you actually should be pushing it.
Whoa. This stuff looks
Like, I know the enemies have the
Yes, the
indicator
inner
over their
forest
heads
is
and
filled
everything.
with the ruins of ancient kingdoms.
It's really small. It's really easy to miss.
Dr. Ooblik is always looking to
It's mine.
expand Beacon's collection.
I got the other one. So.
Hey, the white rook piece, that's mine, dude.
No.
I got a white knight. So
Oh, that was supposed to be mine.
See, that's canon.
Yeah.
listen, you think everything's yours.
You're right.
guys, we got Beowulfs.
Load
Yes,
the Beowulfs.
yes, John, we got Beowulfs. Which, you know, anyone not playing this game would think we're the most basic of Grimm.
Yeah, it's actually the lupus. Those are the most basic.
You mean the wolf things from the RWBY trailer that we never saw again?
Yeah. That's something we talked about. Marshall and I talked about before. He's like, those have got to be werewolves. I'm like, no, they're lupus.
But you don't understand.
Yeah, no. Listen, those were the original designs for the Beowulfs, and you know it.
That's what I'm saying.
Because no, they don't have they're missing entire things that are functions of the Grimm. And I'm pretty sure the most basic are supposed to be these rock-looking things that we're fighting here now. But those first appeared in this game. So
Right. But also, canon-wise, in the actual show itself, apparently, the Grimm are much less solid creatures than they were before. Like they're wispy. They're a lot more wispy. and
they're made out of darkness.
Yes, but they
Essentially
weren't
solidified.
Inside that cave,
right. But what I'm saying is they're more wispy and gaseous than they ever have been. Part of that's due to improvements over the graphics and design.
Yep.
But
Oh, I got the Black Knight too.
part of that I want to say.
Hold on. I gotta make sure that my phone doesn't automatically shut off on itself.
Curses.
It was doing that.
Dumb phone technology.
I know
How do you
it's
T-pose in this game?
it's trying to be so smart. It's like we have to.
How do
We're
you
doing this for your own
T-pose?
good.
How do you T-pose in this
You
game when you
understand.
flex?
I'm sorry. This isn't JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Grimm Eclipse. Otherwise, there would be a T-pose button.
Okay, I think this is the one. Turn auto lock. Never. That should do it.
What?
Okay. Now I'm
Oh
good.
my God, controls. Oh, there's a scoreboard.
Is there?
Wow.
Oh, there is.
Yeah, there is. Yang has the most kills. Jean has the most points. Your
Teamwork.
I have the most teamwork.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm guessing that's because you actually have a skill that,
Yes, I have a
Does
skill that
something.
helps you guys out.
Yeah, I've been noticing these damage boosts. I'm like, never seen that before.
Anytime you attack a Grimm or kill a Grimm, whatever it is, while you got that damage boost on, it adds to my teamwork.
You remember playing
I
this part and
bet.
just hating it?
It was very hard.
I mean, solo, it kind of sucks until you
it really
realize.
sucks solo.
I mean, I did it as Yang recently, so. Stow that mustache wax, girls. I guess maybe John.
I might have some peach fuzz on me.
I wouldn't worry about it. I'm sure all the pretty girls like it.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that was a nice little rock riff for Ruby leveling up. Like, there's a whole lot of not paying attention to what's going on. Just swing, do the things, fire guns,
Mash the button, do the things.
dodge occasionally. Like when it's solo, it's a lot of running in circles, really.
Right.
Just run around, punch them if they're on the thing, and get them to chase you so your aura can recover. Ah, yes, the Beowulfs, the ones that want you to try to do something correctly in order to beat them.
Oh yeah, I forgot. There's like assist attacks and stuff like that.
Yes. If you see E, press it. Get some serious damage.
I don't. I think I did that.
Mara, run away. Okay, Mara's back and good. I do love that system. Speaking of them being made of essentially, physically manifested darkness, I made this comparison before, but hey, everybody, can we get a collab going and get RWBY for the next Kingdom Hearts game?
Seriously.
Yes, please.
Oh, I mean,
Grimm are
like,
essentially heartless.
They really are. Like, it would be, and I would love to see the designs for Heartless Grimm. You know what I mean? And you would actually have to have like both kinds. You'd have to have Heartless Grimm and Grimm Heartless.
Yeah.
It would be really interesting to go because they pointed out in the past that for people not wielding the Keyblade or a Keyblade or assisted by Keyblades in some manner, Heartless are actually pretty difficult to do much to. So it would be a great point to come to this world where they don't have this problem and be surprised
That they
when
have this problem.
it's like when they show up, it's like a Heartless, and they're meanwhile they're telling them to get down and watch out for the Grimm, and then both it's like wait you can actually deal with those. Oh goody, I pressed Q right after you activated the damage boost. Boom, boosted ultimate like bonsai bill. Fire bullets are great. The ever unconventional issue of ranged versus melee when you have, proper ranged weapons that make melee kind of silly.
Oh boy.
Oh, I'm dead. Save me.
Both of you are down.
Jeez.
Oh my god. Well,
Help me out.
Hold on a minute.
Yeah, well, I mean the scoreboard does tell us that you are carrying us mightily. Oh, my love, best friend ever. Yay, thanks, sis.
Ha 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 ha.
Ha hoo hee ho hoo hee ha.
I remember being so excited.
Like the release of this game came out during what, season 3?
Yeah, it came out during season 3 or
yeah,
toward
like
the end of it.
yeah,
I should say.
like I'm pretty sure like, and that's part of its timing too. Like this game takes place. Where does this take place? This takes place after the breach, but before the fall, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Before the tournament. Yeah. So this takes place after. Wow, the timing of the game super useful for us then.
Speaking of, that's when the story takes place too, towards the end of
Yes,
season 2. And,
that's
good
exactly
segue.
where I was. It's exactly where I was going to go with this. Part of the point here was the fan fiction that me and Cam collaborated on.
Uh-oh.
Who's down? Oh no.
Help Potato.
Oh god, must save. You're carrying us. We need you. Don't die.
I'm trying to save the control center.
What do we do without John? Oh, the control center's fine. Look, it has almost half its HPs.
That's not good.
That's more than it needs. We're on wave 4.
Yeah, we've only got one wave left. We got this.
This is the end. Seriously, like we're not. There's no fear.
I don't remember
There are
what
only-
the
There are
actual
only There were
what
only
the-
14 enemies left, man.
What I'm saying is I don't remember what the actual long range is effective for.
Well, I mean, it's working right now for me.
Oh yeah, for RWBY it's because you're hybrid.
Oh my
range.
god, this is busted.
There's an alpha.
No, it was actually way, like, Ruby's was actually pretty pathetic originally. Like, for some reason, Blake had the best guns.
That's true.
Oh yeah,
That's what made
Blake
her
had the
broken.
best guns.
Oh, I've been defeated by this big Beowulf, and he went straight to the control center. Oh, jerk.
Bravo, team.
Ah,
Bravo. The
awesome.
security network in this region is shipshape once again. I'll get some of our staff
Oh,
to see if they can find anything about that mysterious symbol.
Team attack,
Excellent work.
ranged, 2 missiles.
Yep. Yangs are not very good. They're pretty wide area, so when she does them, she can hit a whole bunch of enemies at once. But anyway,
Look at
yeah,
him.
we
Look at Marshall
wrote-
carrying the team.
Congrats, team. We did it.
thanks,
Hope
fearless
you-
leader, man.
You're welcome.
Ah. But yeah, shoot. All right, I'm ready. I'm in.
All right, let's charge forth. Yeah.
Good
Hey, I'm leveling up. Sorry.
You do that before the. I did that before the thing closed. Bang, 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 boom. That third shot on Ruby's pretty nice.
That's a lot.
Okay. Sorry. Anyways, as we were saying,
As we were saying.
Another security network in need of repairs.
Oh no,
Keep an eye out
more
for
security
info
networks.
about
Yeah, so
We're all counting on you.
I'm sure everyone who enjoys this fandom has come up with some semblance of their own personage or their own whole teams to set in RWBY's canon because we're nerds and that's what nerds do.
That's what nerds do. We put ourselves into the worlds that we love.
Yep, this is just John gets that one apparently.
Drop this.
I'm sorry. You're right. That's
no,
not
you're
canon.
fine.
These are more dangerous
Ah.
than the one before. When it sees you, it will spin.
Barbosas.
While it's spinning, dodge out of the way. It will
That's
be
what they're called, right?
disoriented after it passes you. That's when you strike.
Barbosas. They're gonna steal your
Barbosa's.
gold.
Is that
They're gonna steal your
that
ship
their
too.
They're gonna
official?
steal your
Is that
ship.
their official
Your ship,
canon?
your
name?
ship is not canon.
Oh no.
The Barbosas.
I mean,
will-
you're.
they'll steal your ship.
We're not sure how canon your ships are either. So of course, I had originally only made one character or the base idea for one, and Cam, when I brought it up to Cam, brought up that you guys had a whole team developed. I was like, really? Well, in that case, and I had to immediately come up with the rest of the team.
Do not get back up.
How long
to
did it
match
take
it
for you
up.
to make the other characters in your team?
So I originally had come up with Ochre a couple years before that. When I talked to Cam about it and he mentioned that, I was like, I basically came up with the other 3 members of the team, personalities, powers, all that, over the course of the rest of that night at work. Like a couple. I went on
Yeah.
break, and by the time I was off break, I was like, I've got it here.
Were
Yeah,
there any
think about-
characters?
Talk about.
Were there any characters that have like gone through dramatic, like changes with the details of their characters since then? Because a break at work isn't too long.
I know, it doesn't sound, it's like, that's 20, 30 minutes. What are you talking about? I'm like, well, so
I don't
The-
believe they went through a lot of drastic changes, personality or development wise, but I
the one
do
who went
know
through the most.
the one that went through the most changes was my character. Specifically because with the inclusion of Eric's characters that he made, it changed the fate of my character. originally.
Yeah, I literally reached in and changed the fate of his main character, changed the arc of the story on him, and it was.
And I was like, I can't say no to that. I literally can't.
It fits too well. It's done too correctly. It matches everything he thinks it feels for his own characters, so it had to be.
I was like, well, my character's not gonna die anymore.
Oh, sure he will.
yet.
Just
Not
not
yet.
there.
Not yet.
Not the way you thought he was.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
No,
'Cause
sorry.
The original plan was before we found out anything about Adam, it was my character Vincent and Adam were going to have a showdown that resulted in both of them dying. However, with the inclusion of Eric's team, everything changed. Literally
But
everything.
Everything changed when the
and then we
Fire Nation
started-
attacked.
Yeah, when the Fire Nation attacked. And then we had to come up with ideas of how to incorporate it, because we wanted it to run parallel with the actual canon storyline, but, just subtly change events.
Uh-huh.
And I feel we actually created that. It's like an alternate timeline sort of thing, but it's at the same time very.
It's only one or two worlds to the left. It includes we didn't change the major events. We didn't make ourselves the most important people in the story. Well, in this version of the story, it's them who we're focused on. So
Yeah,
in some ways,
because
they're the
it's
most
their story that you're
important-
focused on. So
right, but
they're not the
Ruby's
save.
story.
They haven't become the saviors of the world.
Yeah,
Right.
no, they're not. They're not the ones that are going to be on.
Team Ruby is very much still the saviors of the world right now.
Yeah,
They're
Team
just
Ruby
not
are
the
still Team Ruby. While I did add one of my characters into the climax in order to give them because for their function of the story, it's still Ruby and her silver eyes that stop the Grimm dragon
Uh-huh.
and whatnot. It's still Pyrrha who it's still Pyrrha dying, fighting with Cinder.
Cinder,
It's
yeah.
still even though we technically added a couple of characters who are like our personal villains for our characters, that only presented itself in the actual tournament and doesn't interfere with any of the major canon going about. So just trying not to overshadow the original, because a lot of bad fan fiction will do that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What's terrible? What gives fan fiction a really bad name is all the people that write smut. And
yeah,
That's really why people just think fan fiction's terrible. When there are some really good authors out there, like they could write books with how well they're written. That's something of a goal that we're trying to make here, because Eric's a much better writer. I didn't know you were down. I'm sorry.
that's all right.
But at the same time, I understand why people do smut and all that, but it's not what we want to do.
For some people, it's what they're interested in. Now, another thing people don't tend to like are things like, gotta come again. I really should just start actually countering or getting away from them. Oh. Get off my reviver guy. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. I don't think my writing is necessarily the best, but hey, I tried. I tried, guys. Yeah. So so for the most part, I came up with the teams, most notably like their general concept, their weapon, and their semblance there at work, and from there, as far as refining them goes, the ones who've gone through the most refinement would probably be Nero and Rosso.
Yeah. Mostly because we had to find a way to include them as more than just secondary characters.
Because Oker's my main character, and he's the one who has gone through the least. Like I had him set up in my mind pretty much from the get-go. Like Cam, there was a point where I made him with limited knowledge and kind of needed a confirmation of something before I could progress with him. In my case, is the fact that Ochre's a Faunus, but more specifically, when I first come up with him, wanted him to be half Faunus. And I didn't know if that was actually properly a thing. We have since learned exactly what happens with Faunus who have a human parent. It is a thing that happens. They're usually the same type of Faunus as their parent that was a Faunus.
Usually.
But if their parents are like, let's see the way it works.
I have to say that as of the new season, it shows that there are a lot of Faunus families that are like not anywhere near the same type of Faunus.
Well, no, because and that was part of the description. If a Faunus breeds with a human, you get a Faunus of usually the same type as the parent. If a Faunus breeds with another Faunus of the same type, they're likely to remain the same type. But if two Faunus of different types mate, then their child could be a completely random type of Faunus, having nothing to do with either parent.
How it's done.
Right.
Which is strange, but interesting. At least I think that's what I remember. May have to go recheck the World of Remnant if Rooster Teeth can keep them in places that are accessible.
Right.
Like, looking back at things, the hardest things for me to find is the World of Remnant chapters, you know?
It's all included in season 4, so that's where you really have to look. Which it's technically considered part of season 4 because season 4 was literally filler for the most part.
Look, the world of Remnant stuff should really be put into a solid playlist somewhere so we can use it for reference material. Kind of like I have this extra document in my Google Docs thing that's called Notes and Background Noise, if you remember.
I don't like the looks of this. For now, let's just focus on the objective. Defend that control center while I handle the damage. Get ready.
Maybe I should write a chapter of one of our teams doing a control center capture mission like this. This is an ordinary mission structure in Remnant would look like, right?
Probably, yeah. I mean, the only thing we really have to go on is the Mountain Glen missions that we've had, and as of the newer seasons, Grimm extermination missions, or there was even assist villages in like patrols as missions.
Search and destroy missions.
There's search and destroy. There's village assistance. There's
I guarantee there's
probably defending a war zone,
or defending caravans and things, or like there was a huntsman hired to protect the train
escorts
that they rode. Well, I mean, listen, any world that has adventurers or guardians or things of that nature.
I know, but those are that's the fantasy cliche that nobody likes caravan escort quests.
Nobody does, but like the thing about it is that that's real life.
Yeah, you gotta do it.
You
gotta do it.
It's gotta be the best use of her ultimate I've managed.
Especially like when we would play Archage and stuff, and we would do like supply runs. It's like, no, those are caravan escorts. They're very big problems. Bandits could be anywhere.
They gotta do. John and Ruby, best friends forever. Whee!
Power couple.
I mean, no.
Yeah, no.
Halfway point, team.
Halfway? Control
How
center
do you know, Port? How do you know? How do you know how many Grimm we got?
I'm sure he's watching, like on a monitor or something.
In his case, it's technically not about number of Grimm, but it's how close they are to shutting the thing down and no longer having to protect it. Now, how we get, specifically the waves for the game, imagine whatever pseudo-canon situation you want.
Oh, they're under attack. One thing we also came to the conclusion with the story one of the side characters, in fact, our 2 side characters that had the least screen time, were in fact some of the most broken we came up with.
I mean, to be fair, Rosso actually gets quite a bit of screen time.
Oh yeah, he gets all the screen time, but you see what I mean. He's still very much a secondary character in the grand scheme of things.
Yes. Well, each of us have our primary teammate, which is, in your case, Vincent Stone, the leader of Team Viper.
Ouch.
Yep.
In my case, Ochre Khan, who is not the leader of Team Ron, but is still my primary character.
Oh, am I still alive?
I am not. Oh, I'm being revived. Thanks, sis. Watch out for the razor boar. Bang, bang, bang! Bang, bang, bang!
Ooh.
Bang, bang, bang! You know, don't mind me. I'm just shooting, dust-powered missiles.
But when you have a bard in your team,
You need to give up.
Bards are the best.
you just give up.
That's what I would do. I'd say I
'Cause,
quit. I'd say I quit. I
because
don't
the
want to be a
bard
huntsman
wins.
anymore.
The bard wins.
This line of work isn't for me.
I don't know, man. I don't know. The scoreboard still tells me that you're pretty into this.
Did anyone see that?
Ow.
Damn it. I love when I charge and I stop just short of an enemy.
Oh yeah, that's gotta feel brilliant.
It's like I'm coming for you. Oh.
Yay.
Received a report. That's right. The symbol we've been seeing belongs to Merlot Industries. It's an old
Hello.
research and development corporation far before your time.
Do they make wine?
The company was crippled by the collapse of Mountain Glen, where they lost their primary facility and chief staff members. They never recovered from the incident and eventually shut down. Which begs the question, why is their technology suddenly popping up in the Emerald Forest?
I don't know.
Blink.
I've never been
Blink.
one for riddles
Blink.
and history.
Wonder why Ruby
More of a
blinks
man
when I
of action,
dash.
if I do say so myself. But I think I know someone who can help. Onward to victory!
Huzzah.
Booyah!
Who's
Look at
like,
this guy.
so this-
I mean,
Look at this pleb.
I mean,
I played so much and so like religiously that the muscle memory comes out when I'm playing now.
must be. I'm willing to believe it, but let's see how you do at cross tag battle.
I suck.
Yeah, I've never-
Fighting games do not comprehend with my pea brain. As much it's even having RWBY characters on screen wasn't enough to help me.
I see.
I would have,
Yeah.
but if I was any good at it, I'm sure I would have loved playing as Weiss and Neo as my party.
Jeez, John, you're so hyped. It's like, calm down.
It's like, oh, I got this.
Oh, this is the perks of having a controller.
Oh, let's go. Oh.
Oh, let's go.
That you found some old Merlot industry technology interfering with our security network.
Ah,
That
Dr.
might be
Blood.
everything. Either way, I believe it should be worth investigating the Merlot Industries building in Mountain Glen. If my old maps are still accurate, it should be located somewhere near
Whoa.
just do your best
Whoa.
to end up like the brilliant men and women who work there.
I do appreciate the
This is
voice
Wilson
work.
Simon. You know, you hear stories, but gosh, it's a lot worse in person.
Do, 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 do.
Any action on YouTube?
Nothing on YouTube as of right now.
Or what?
Yeah, I haven't seen any comments or remarks.
Which one are you looking at?
I'm also sitting on YouTube.
The barking breaking through the mic.
Do. Yeah, so like, and so yeah, this started as a conversation about our characters and then our teams, and me wanting to do something I've seen done on sites like DeviantArt, where artists and writers held something of a collaborative competition. What it was you put your character and their character, each of you write a version of the events, and then you have a more neutral party say which one is better, and that is the one that actually happened. And I wanted to pit our characters against each other under the concept of at the Vital tournament, at the Vital festival.
Right. That's where the whole thing really started out. It's like, we made an OC team that could potentially compete in the Vital Festival.
Yeah, it was literally the start of it was just something I wanted to do. It's a writing exercise I wanted to try. I could link couple example of this from DeviantArt. There was a long time ago, an online comic writer for Snap on a site called Snafu Comics called
It appears the bridge is blocked.
what was his name?
You should be able to take a detour through the city's old waterway system.
Should have pulled this up earlier. Anyway, he held at one of these competitions, and I've got a whole set of the comics for the character that won that one, and the same guy participated in another one, and I really liked the format of that. So I suggested it to Cam, and Cam informed me that he is a terrible, lazy writer who won't do it.
Correct.
Yes.
At least you're honest.
I mean,
I literally said I'm lazy when it comes to writing. I absolutely hated taking English class all my years in high school. I was really good at it. I just hated it. And as such, I just delegated to becoming an editor for the thing, and even that fell short because I had to have like the right kind of mindset to do it.
He's like a drummer, man. He's got to be in the mood.
Like there were times where I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go on an editing binge because I wanted to rework on it and make it perfect because this was a good story. And then I would just fall out of it because I'm like, it's so much on the brain. Going through reading and being like finding mistakes and all that. The tiniest little things. It's the perfectionism on me.
Man,
well,
oh man,
when you do edit, you're probably one of the best because of how thorough you are. It just takes you a long time.
Yeah, that's how it is for me. Like, I went through the entire prologue and most of the first chapter, and I think almost into chapter 2, and I was like, this hurts my brain. It's just a sea of white and black.
Yeah, so from there, like, he told me what he had his headcanon for the characters was, and his inevitable and unfortunate demise at the hands of Adam. Having learned exactly how ridiculous Adam was, I remember him having changed over the thing from a mutual death to him simply dying.
Right.
Because he wasn't going to beat Adam. Given
you're
what
dead.
he now knew. Oh, yeah, I just went down. About it, and I said, well, wait, take a look at this. And so from there, I think we should talk about the characters on the teams.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to start with
Well,
let's
one thing we can start is that we haven't mentioned is Marshall also has a character in the team that I've made.
right, Cam's team wasn't just his own characters.
So, that's kind of the thing that I like after saying it to you, how that you made your entire team out of the course of a couple, like half an hour, would you say?
So there was still some dealing with it, but it was half an hour to an hour to come up with the basic functions of them, and from there I did a thing of go ahead, ask me whatever about them, I'll answer it, and that leads into more depth for the characters.
So is that kind of like
sense?
a personal? Yeah, is that kind of like a personal talent of yours? You're able to like just think of things on the fly.
I've always been pretty good at coming up with characters and concepts and backgrounds, and I've always been very, very good at learning the rules of a particular thing and figuring out how to put it into function.
Well, when you're so like invested in something and so adamant about something, I'm sure it comes like very easy to you.
Yeah. Well, yes and no, because there are still things that we're doing throughout the writing process. I feel at least that I'm still always learning more about the characters.
With Cameron's OC and my OC, like they were characters that we've made and sort of slowly perfected on throughout years and years, but our characters don't seem that much fleshed out than yours were.
Well, to be fair, we did make them semi-realistic and relatable.
The templates for our OC. Ow, thank you. The templates for our OCs were made with more of like made from the rules of a fantasy RPG, not in the rules of RWBY, so they had to be tweaked.
Right, because yeah, you're transmigrating things over while yeah.
What?
Sorry, what did you say?
What happened?
Oh, I was talking to you guys. Sorry.
Did someone go quiet?
Did I?
I didn't. Hello?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was quiet for a second.
Hello?
Hello?
Everybody just went quiet all at once, and I thought something went wrong.
Oh, something went terribly wrong. The flow stopped.
Okay, so anyway, when our characters are made and we decided to turn them into RWBY OCs, they had to be tweaked a little bit. So like their weapons were more RWBY related. They had to have a semblance that was also kind of based off of their
previous capabilities.
Yeah, their previous capabilities, their personalities. Just how they explain in the world of Remnant, of how your semblance is created.
Right.
But even then, that didn't take too long. We kind of did it about the same length of time as you did.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, like I said, the one who was already done and I had fleshed out somewhat previously was my OC for Ochre. The other three I built as a team, functioning somewhat around that.
Mm-hmm.
The one that was the biggest trouble was teammate number 4. Her name is Nero. Because when I started out, my thought process for Nero was this was a character who was going to play a support role for this team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, so from there, it's a matter of figuring out how one plays a supportive character, bard, white mage, what have you, in a world like Remnant. And my first thought, which Cam, like one of the only things I pulled out that Cam just looked at me and said, no, can't do that with, was the idea of her being my personal favorite type of healer, a pain cleric, which is to say someone who takes the injuries of others onto themselves. He said that as a semblance doesn't really fit well into what RWBY.
I said absolutely not to that.
Yeah, he said no way.
In terms of RWBY, no. In terms of an MMO, absolutely. That would be broken.
I mean, no, it's not necessarily broken. Healing others by taking the taking the amount of damage you're healing off of them.
It could still be exploited heavily.
It's a very powerful type of ability. And
You're dead.
One of my. I am dead. He
Both
is
of
dead.
you are dead.
It's
You're
all
not
on you.
dead. Hit the E button. Get us up, man.
I
More
would love
coming.
There's an
What are
alpha.
you doing?
2 alphas.
to.
Don't blow it.
Now, if only you had Vincent's freaking semblance now.
That's a. Oh boy.
Oh my, there's 4 of them.
So a question for you, Eric. What came first when it came to making your team? Was it the name of the team that came first, or was it the individual characters that came first?
Okay, so
Jesus.
it was the individual characters that came first, but I did very poignantly work them through RWBY rules. So basically, my function for designing them was I came up with their semblance first, their name second or third, and their weapon, and then filled out their personalities and appearances from there. And yes, we also, as part of what I was doing, like we translated things into stat blocks. I don't have the papers that I had written down.
What a shame.
It is a shame. I have all the stats for my brother's team because they're in my notes and background noise section, and I also happen to have the stats specifically for Vincent and Roy.
Mm-hmm.
Because you sent me their background information and I added their stats to it, and again put it in that notes and background noise thing. But the ones for my team with all of their original base descriptions and whatnot, I don't have those papers anymore. They're somewhere. Like they were just written on loose pieces of paper from the Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah. From that notebook.
Yep. Definitely took work supplies for personal use there, but you know.
What are you gonna do?
That again, I don't know. Ow! Stop it, Beowulf. You're ugly. Honestly, I liked the lupus things better.
They look a lot less like wolves now in the newer seasons.
Yeah, well, they look more and more like monsters as we've gone, really.
I think I like that design choice better. Make them look less like animals, more like monsters.
Yeah, I definitely don't hate the concept of that, I'll tell you. Because they are definitely supposed to be monsters. The Ursa.
It's rapid fire. Rapid fire.
Yeah, so her healing thing was always a no off the course for him. So I, had to rework that concept. I still wanted it to be a support character, and I wanted the semblance to be something for that.
God,
so, oh dear,
forgot about that.
I'm down. It got me pretty badly there. I am. Wow, we all started at level 1. You guys are 2 levels up on me. Can't imagine why. It's not like you've beaten 2 and 3 times as many enemies. Bang, bang, bang.
Oh.
Get back up.
Dinks friend. Oof.
Bang, bang.
Ow. One swipe from a...
I mean, this is a major, right?
One swipe from a major, my aura is depleted.
Ursa Major. Well, I mean, if you have the right ability on Yang, your aura depletes, you suddenly fill your ultimate slot.
I missed.
Wow.
Stab it!
Come on, John, get decapitated.
I'm trying.
All at once, man.
Oh. I don't know how that hit me 3 times.
Bubbity, 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 bop.
I think I'm getting the hang of it.
Yay. Lucky shot. Oh. Did we do that?
I
don't-
hope that was not us.
Yeah, I don't think we did. I have died 10 times. Good lord, I suck.
Leading the charge there, Jean.
I'll plow the way. I'll bear the burdens.
Carrying us on his back. John has proven strong enough on a number of occasions. It'll
I think
be
there's
fine, I'm sure.
5, 6 levels, or maybe 7.
And who knows?
It could be.
It could be.
Right. This is just defeat enemies. This is defeat enemies with ultimate attacks. Oh, that one sucks. That one sucks for Jean.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because my ultimate attack only does a little bit of damage, so I have to whittle an enemy down to a sliver of its health and then do an ultimate to get the kill.
Yeah, that is kind of annoying.
And then just more defeating enemies. Reach level 10 and defeat enemies with heavy attacks. That I can do, for sure.
Students, report in.
Oh, you know, we're just inside a giant hole in the ground. Nothing special.
Yep.
Sure. Did we die?
Did we fall out of a plane?
No. Oh, well, I mean,
So be careful.
at the beginning of the prologue for, well, not the, for Team Grand, they do fall out of a plane. Well, less fall and more jump.
In the desert?
Yeah.
Into battle, in fact, yes.
You mean Team Viper?
Yes. Oh, you're right.
Yeah, it's Team Viper that
Damn it.
goes into the breach at the end of season 2.
I remember Gran fighting in a desert with sand.
Yeah, they fight
we
in the
were-
desert, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna send you to the Vital Festival now." It's like, oh,
Yeah. Look, we got fight in the desert. Why? Well, because one of the things I chose to do with my team is have them from a different academy than frickin' Beacon for once.
Yeah.
So
that.
my team are from Shade Academy, which is probably the academy we actually know the least about.
yeah, we don't know anything about it except that
Well, we-
Eat your
except
heart
that the
out,
relic
Beaconers.
of creation is there.
We know the Relic of Creation is there. We know that Team Sun is from there.
Sun himself is
No,
from
Sun
Vacuo,
himself is from
Sun's
there. You're
from
right.
Vacuo.
Sun is.
but he's not from Shade. We don't think he's just from Vacuo.
Was it ever established whether he is
no,
a
yeah,
huntsman or whether he's just a...
No, he's
guy
from
that's
an
good at
academy.
fighting.
He's from the what is it called? He's from
Yeah?
where
He's not from Haven. He's not from.
he's from
Atlas.
Haven. He's from Haven.
Yeah, he's from Haven.
He's from Haven Academy. That's what it is. I couldn't think of the freaking name because Leonhardt was his headmaster.
When was that?
It's in season 5.
It's mentioned which academy he's from in the Vital Festival tournament. Him and Neptune.
Yeah, that too.
Oh,
And
I
the
don't
rest of
remember.
their team.
I guess I misheard that.
And you're right. Sun comments about the desert being his home turf too because he is originally from Vacuo.
He's from Vacuo. He grew up in Vacuo.
You're dead.
Yeah, he's originally from Vacuo, but he goes to Haven Academy. But yeah, I chose to do Shade, the one that we technically know the least about, because it's off screen and can't be.
Hey,
that
that allows you to like give more of your imagination to it.
Yes, it does. I even made up my own version of an area unique Grimm in the form of what I called the Zursa, which were land sharks because we had to do land sharks, right?
I thought that was a cool
Yeah.
enemy.
Yeah, it seemed like it's always a functional thing, and then the Grimm version of it makes sense for that to be out in the desert. And that's the other thing is it's the desert, and then what we do know about Vacuo is their whole attitude of those if you can survive, you're okay here. So they don't have a lot of the faunus.
Racism issues.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
they don't have a lot of those prejudice issues there, and it also made for making a somewhat interesting character. Now, I did name the character Ochre Khan just because he's a tiger. I didn't actually I named him that before I knew
Before
about
we
Sienna
knew
Khan.
this was before we knew Sienna Khan was the leader of the White Fang.
Before I knew Sienna Khan was a thing. It's just
Yeah.
he's Tiger. I named him Khan. I'm a Disney kid. Grow up, or don't. I don't know. But the function behind Ochre though is that like he's half Faunus. His father was the Faunus. His father's also where he gets the name Khan, but he never knew his father. So he could be related to Sienna or he could not. It's really ambiguous there. And kind of designed that way on purpose because I didn't really need him to he didn't need to be related to anything specific, and it's just I know somebody's going to notice that and go try to yell about inserting into canon, and it just is the way it is.
Right.
The other thing I want to note that I did go out of my way, like my characters' names, we've got Ochre, which is a color of orange. One of them is just named Gray, Rosso, which is Spanish for red, and Nero, who is named Nero, Sable, Angela, because Sable is a color for black. Because that was the whole RWBY thing, naming the characters after colors.
Right.
So that was an important thing, and I came up with the team name of Gron with just Ochre's name before really coming up with the names of the others. So while I designed the characters, thought about the characters and the things that they would have, the names were built around the team name.
Gotcha.
Right, to try to finish fully answering the question you asked before.
Forget that. Just hurry.
This bomb moving.
We're gonna die.
We'll be fine.
We're not gonna die. And then from there, like my originally it was okay. We're each gonna write a prologue, and then I just got tired of waiting for Cam being the lazy writer he is, and wrote both prologues.
Yeah.
And then I just wrote the whole damn thing, and what started out as originally being, hey, let's pit our characters against each other in the Vital Festival, turned into a whole novel-length book with potential sequel in the works. Because I'm crazy like that, apparently.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I'm gonna die, run away!
Oh.
Get the dust crystal over here.
I'm dying. Ah, these exploding ones are terrible. Oh god, they're the worst. I'm dead. Lots of exploding, virulent death Grimm over here.
Hold on. That is a lot. Holy cow.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit terrifying. I gotta be honest.
That's a bit too many.
Way too many. Way too many.
Where's the dust?
Dust
Oh god, I'm alive again.
over
Run!
there. I'll get it. I'll get it.
Exploders.
Oh, I see it.
I got it. Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me.
Bang on the door, baby. I think I figured out what the range attack is for. It's for dealing with boomers.
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 Yes.
Oh boy.
Ah.
Oh. Where is it? Where is it? Did we already get it? We already got it.
I got it. I got it.
Fire lightning bombs.
There's the next one. Up ahead.
Ursa.
Ow, 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 ow.
Rocks. Oh god, an Ursa Major.
An Ursa. Where's the next? Where's the over there?
Oh, jeez.
I'm going. I got it. Ultimate.
G minus 3 minutes.
We can do this.
I don't.
I'm
a coming.
That's a lot of grib.
Get up.
That's a lot of grib. Oh my god. Ah.
Ultimates. Hello?
Yes.
Hello.
I thought I heard something. I thought I heard something here in the physical world.
Dust is back in the real world.
In the physical world, I said, not the real world. God,
Sorry.
this world. If this is the real world, I want to live in a different one.
Maybe the RWBY world.
God, Remnant's a pretty
Remnant's
messed
a
up
pretty
world.
crappy world.
Remnant's forsaken.
I mean, literally. By its gods.
Yes.
Or,
Type F in the chat for Remnant.
We're running out of time.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did we make it?
We made it.
Are we gonna fall more? Boom.
We just keep
Oh
falling.
my.
That's the game.
Fall. I
That's
mean,
the game, folks. We just keep falling.
I mean, there's a song by Lemon Demon for that. If that's what we've got some falling to do. Hmm.
You set up that trap. And where in the world did the mutated Grimm come from?
I don't know. You tell me.
I mean, he has several theories, but none of them are good. Hello there, angry-looking Grimm over there.
Beep bop.
Okay. Cam, you've killed one more
Hey.
enemy.
Holy garbage.
I know, but look at his teamwork score. We're never catching up.
We're never catching up.
I
Nope,
came to the
never.
conclusion that if you play as Jean, your teamwork isn't at the best. You're playing him wrong.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
if you're playing Jean, you win.
I'm here I'm here as Jean to help you guys.
you're here to carry us, and we know it. But it's okay. We like that.
I'm gonna get past these doors and we'll never find the tracks.
All right, we have this one. We have, I think there's 8 chapters, if I remember correctly.
Perhaps.
I don't remember at all.
There's a key.
I got the thing.
Cool.
Come on, guys, let's go.
Is there another one?
It said I had, yeah, it said there were 3 options.
Weird.
There's more doors up ahead, I know that for sure.
We're just breaking random pots in the middle of nowhere.
More things we've learned from the Legend of
This-
Zelda.
This pottery is
We're in
centuries old.
We're in forever fall. Literally, we're falling right now. That's the game.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
I think we're onto something.
It all comes full circle.
It does. It does.
Step it up.
Train.
Right.
Watch me blink. 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 Ah, yes. I don't feel right without my damage boost. Clearly, we can't fight without the damage boost.
I give it whenever I can.
You can be
I
on
know.
the team anytime.
We did a team thing, apparently. Oh God! I'm just tapping this E button like it's my job.
All you gotta do is spam that AoE, you win. It's so broken that John has such a huge AoE attack. It does so much damage. It's like, that's not John.
It could be.
It could be.
Still can be.
It's
I
still
mean,
not. And canon-wise, it's still not.
It still can be.
It
He
still
has the
can't.
power.
Oh, yeah, this. Remember this? I hate the
Oh,
clever
God.
guy's jumping puzzle.
Oh god. How did Yang?
Oops.
What if we're doing this wrong?
I mean,
I mean,
no,
it could be.
it could be.
I mean, I don't have a double jump, so.
Still can be.
Na,
Ah,
na, 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 na.
Ach. Okay, so it's misleading when you get up the top.
I did it.
Wait, what? How
nope.
did you do that?
Ah, okay. That was sorry.
Ah,
This is your reward.
is there a trophy achievement?
There
or
is,
something?
there is, if you make it to the end.
Ah, I will do this. I'll have this trophy.
You will get your reward.
Oh, I see. You're doing the dash. Ah, I missed.
Yes.
Hey,
Dee dee dum dum dum.
clever to disguise jumping puzzle. Ha ha ha. Hate my life.
Okay, get the artifact. We're good.
Monkey of Death and Doom. Oh my, jump good cam. Thank you. I did jump good cam.
As long as you jump better than Rosso.
I am a dragoon, natural born. Thank you.
I mean, listen.
I can jump higher than most people.
Can you catch birds? Can you catch birds with that jump?
You know, I can try. Birds are assholes.
I mean, they are. They really are.
Boom. Ow.
So moving on to some talk about the actual characters. Like these are some pretty cool characters. I think got neat semblances.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Why don't we discuss your teams first? Then we'll discuss Marshall's and the rest of mine.
Okay, so Team Gron. I think I've pointed out a couple times. Ochre was the starting point. Is my main character, so I guess I'll start with him. Ochre has a very specific set of functions. There's a lot of duality to him. So to start with, he is one of my favorite types of characters, and so he has a katana. It's unlike most of RWBY. It's not also a gun. He does have also a gun weapon, but we'll get to that one in a minute. This goes into his story as being something the sword is something he inherited from his father, as compared to his other weapon is what he made in combat school. And leads him to have two styles, one with the sword drawn, and one when he's fighting without the sword using his other weapon, which is a full arm gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
With a clawed hand to play into him being part tiger, so he fights
Glad that's over.
with his hands open and with claws and swipes instead of punches most of the time.
Ah.
This is indeed concerning. Those mutated Grimm you fought in Mountain Glen were no fluke. Now
Do
we know
do
there
do
are more.
dum. Yeah, definitely use ranged attacks for
We
those.
can find out where they're coming from.
And then his semblance, I refer to his semblance as trance, mostly because it is based off of the concept of trance from Final Fantasy IX. So now we're gonna call back to me being in that stream. Real
Hey,
quick.
best Final
Right.
Fantasy.
Yes.
I got a
The
Final
power-
Fantasy. I got a Final Fantasy 9 mug, coffee mug.
Nice.
I'm very
Nice.
happy with it.
In Final Fantasy IX, the power-up state known as trance, which is that game's version of the limit break mechanic, which has been used in a variety of Final Fantasies. it's supposed to be an expression of the power of one's soul brought on by intense emotions.
And hey, what else? What else is so great with trance to be a semblance?
Yeah, so Ochre's semblance of trance works in pretty much the same way. It's kind of like kind of like the Kaioken from Dragon Ball Z, if you will, where Ochre increases his physical abilities, but at the expense of draining his stamina and his aura much more quickly. The ability also does very specific cause his emotions to spike, especially especially his anger, causing it to, when he engages it, to draw Grimm to him more strongly.
We gotta be close. I can feel it.
Ochre is my frontline fighter, almost tank class type of character, because that is what I am personally. That's my favorite
your
type of
go-to.
thing.
That's your go-to class.
That is my go-to class for sure. I am a tank or a paladin.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh yeah, and yeah. So Ochre has this very keen function of personality, the samurai type mindset. He does not draw his sword unless it is to kill. So when he's in the Vital Festival tournament, he only uses his claw. And this became an important thing because the idea that Ochre has had this sword for his whole life and been training with it since he was a child, because it's the one thing besides his name and his faunus features that his father left him. So he is I'm dead. Extremely skilled with the sword, and to the point where he would be much stronger than he should be compared to the others, but he doesn't wield the sword against people because he doesn't intend to kill people. This actually ties in to something shared with Cam's character Vincent, and ties into how I, changed his fate and saved his life.
Yes.
Because we have this similar ideal and a mutual respect from each other out of it that makes the whole situation possible. His semblance does have one further effect, kind of like Ren's ability to suppress the emotions of others. Ochre can incite others into a state of trance that gives them basically the same benefits and drawbacks as its own. This is, unlike Ren, who seems to be able to do it at a distance, usually only doable for Ochre through physical contact with a person. And while he can technically force it on somebody who is an enemy, that's not a common trick that he likes to do. And it is a double-edged sword because it does power an opponent up, but causes them to be more emotional, more likely to make mistakes, and causes them to be putting a bigger draw on their stamina and aura, which, while Ochre has to deal with that, he's used to it. Others don't know how to modulate it as well, so that's a tactic and a strategy that he has access to, but one that I haven't employed in the book as of yet. Particularly since it's really not Ochre's style to do something like that. That's really more of a trick that Gray came up with, which will bring us to Gray. Gray Staltrim is he's the team leader. He is a very tactically minded character whose entire premise for his fighting style and his weapon and everything is based around fighting with limited resources. His weapons only have have enough capacity for a couple of shots. His gear is mostly very understated. He is a sniper primarily. He's got an interesting 3-part weapon called No More Tears, which is based off of a thing from League of Legends. But basically what he's got is a pistol, a pistol that holds a set of amount of dust rounds that which is called Tears, and it can do the little bit of a mecha shift to become a dagger, little tear-shaped dagger. He has what is essentially a hollow tube that has a switch on it, so it serves as a shock baton. And it also can be attached to the pistol to extend the barrel. And then he has a shoulder pad with these tubes sticking off of it that the tubes brace and fire off backdrafts in order to allow him to quickly adjust his position, and also serves as the base component for his fully assembled sniper rifle. When the three things are put together, it becomes a powerful rifle that fires some very powerful and precise shots. It fully loaded, it can only fire about 4 times. So again, limited resources, powerful shots. And then there's the aspect of his semblance. Gray has a semblance that I named Grimm Facade, and this is an interesting one, and one I hear a lot of people have tried to do but have not executed particularly well on, in that his semblance ties him directly to the Grimm in multiple ways. First being that, like... you were saying something?
I was
He's being attacked.
I was being attacked. Ow.
Stop being attacked. I'm shooting. Ah, God, another one. I found another one, and it's after me. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang. I just don't want it to explode in my face, because it looks like the boomers.
Ow.
Jesus.
I gotta heal.
Eat my ultimate. Spin. Ruby spins to win.
I'll spin to win.
Yay, we did it.
Good job, guys.
Alright.
Team.
So the first half of his semblance allows Gray to sense both the Grimm and strong negative emotions that attract the Grimm.
Okay.
This adds into his
Marsh.
This adds into his sniper quality. Yeah, Marshall is
So can he?
goodness.
So can he kind of use his semblance as almost thermal vision in a way?
Sort of, yes. He kind of has walls on. He can he can't specifically detect like he can't see people through walls or anything, but he can tell people are there, particularly if they're feeling very strong emotions. Anger, sadness, things, again, like I said, the same things that draw the Grimm, he can feel them. He also has the second part of his semblance lets him channel that negativity and funnel it through his shadow to either give it the form, or by having it envelop him, give him the form of a Grimm. The more Grimm or negative emotions are around, the stronger that part of his semblance becomes. He generally avoids it, although the Grimm form transformation plays a part of in the story, as well as in his backstory. Like, it's there was a lot of thought and process that went into it, and it's not like he Grimm roar until toward the end. When
he's not ultimate edgelord, is basically what he's saying. Like every other, other people are. He is,
yeah,
but he's not.
I mean, he is the edgiest character we've got here. He is takes himself a little too seriously, but that's kind of the point. His biggest thing, really, most of the time, ends up being how observant and analytical he is. He just pays as much attention to everything going on as he can. So he ends up being the one who's constantly putting things together and goes into confronting people and saying, "Hey, we've got to do this. Hey, I found the key. I found the key to the door. This door. Sure." And Gray's gonna end up being a big carry-on to our thing because the whole part Grimm function makes for something interesting and gives going forward our characters a story to pursue that doesn't or won't too heavily interfere with the primary plot of RWBY, so that they can, you know,
Mm-hmm.
have
It
their own
gives- it-
reasons.
It gives EuroC's reason to continue their story, but not interfere with Team RWBY's
Not
mission to save
over,
the world.
yeah, not try to overshadow or take over. I mean, as a result of things, conflict with Salem is conflict with Salem, so they're definitely on Team RWBY's side.
Right.
But yeah, and Gray will serve kind of as the impetus for the next story and going forward because of that. And Nero, who I mentioned originally was going to be a healer thing, has an ability that goes kind of in the opposite direction of Gray's. Like Gray, she's a detector type. But instead of detecting negative emotions and the like, she perceives auras. So she can detect auras nearby, the aura of others nearby, and determine its strength to a certain degree. She's not like, oh, this person's unstoppable, oh, this person's weak, for the most part. But like, if a person is hurt or in trouble, she doesn't need to look at a scroll to see the aura lines. She already has a functioning idea of it.
Is it comparable to the RPG ability Scan?
A little bit. A little bit. It's so in some ways it's kind of like going to Dragon Ball Z and dealing with sensing ki. She can tell people are somewhere, and depending on how close they are or how strongly they're presenting their aura, because there is some differentiation, she can gauge more or less how strong they are and what kind of condition. The thing though is, like, unlike say the RPG ability Scan, it's not given to her in a statistical sense. It's things she's got to be able to suss out from the way it feels, which leaves, you know, error in human interpretation and whatnot. So it's not all powerful in that aspect. Although she does have one other function. She can, what I call, link with a number of people. Specifically, the maximum number of people is, I believe I wrote it down as 6.
It's either 6 or 7.
Yeah, it looks like not quite a whole team, not quite 2 whole teams. When linked with the person, she can more specifically detect them, pick them out from a larger distance away. I don't know the exact distances offhand because I've never been very good with them myself, but it's not terribly far. And as long as they're within that, she can share effects across people. So, for example, I mentioned Oker normally has to touch people to trance them, but through the link to her, he can trance any member of his team remotely. But they all have to be within Nero's functioning range for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then her weapon is something I named TAHM, or tactical. All right, THAM, Tom, tactical access, tactical hazard access maximizer, which is a set of harnesses and mecha shifting equipment that basically a giant backpack that lets her carry all the stuff. She has the backup dust supply. This is how I made a support character. I actually focused it into both their semblance and her weapon for that. And this brings us finally to Oker's partner, Rosso Stride.
Oh no.
Oh yes. Fourth and final member of Team Ron is not to be underestimated. My concept for Rosso is
Set up, partner.
perfectly fit for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. He is a crazy, muscular, tumbling artist who wants everyone to smile. His ever-present smile and incomparable cheer and showmanship.
He's midget Hugh Jackman.
I mean, kind of.
As
Either-
the Greatest Showman.
Either make people, people either love him or hate him for the nonsense he pulls. His weapon is a 3-part mecha shifting spear. Its basic form is basically just a metal rod, a thick club. It unfolds and things shift to become a bow staff with 2 weighted ends, and then there are other contraptions. It pulls apart, brings things together to make a drill spear, a spear with a drill head. Note, it's not also a gun. He doesn't have any ranged weapon attached to that.
I think a
But
lot of
it fits the
ROCs
Yeah.
went for more melee than guns.
Mm-hmm. It's certainly something that fits within RWBY's design and aesthetics, but it is still just a little bit different because most people, though not all of them. I mean, this shirt is also a gun. It's a thing, as we all know.
Indeed.
It's a high-powered sniper rifle, huh?
Oh,
Also a gun.
So we got.
Oh, neat. Jean, of course, being our first person introduced, actually second weapon we saw that wasn't also a gun. The first one actually being Glenda and her riding crop.
Yeah, that's true.
do you consider Weiss's weapon a gun?
That's a good point. It's not technically a gun itself, but it does have, gun-based design choices
It does.
made.
Yeah, it does. The cylinder on it with the dust crystals. It does have a trigger and a hammer.
Yep, it is, and it is definitely. There is definitely a revolver design in there. So in its own way, yes, it is still part gun, but it doesn't technically have an actual gun part.
I'd agree that it's a gun in the same way that I would say that Squall's gunblade is also a gun.
Yep, this is true.
It doesn't shoot, but
Nope.
it, in a way, it does
Nope, but
act and look like a gun.
Mm-hmm. And it has a gun-like functions, but yeah, it doesn't shoot bullets or anything like that.
Anyway, as you were.
Yeah. So and then Rosso's semblance I call RWBY, and it's really useful for him being someone who lives in the desert, as he is able to directly control or manipulate particles beneath objects beneath a certain size, within a limited distance from himself. Usually, like, it has to be touching him or daisy-chained connected to him through the connection to more debris of the appropriate size. We're talking dust, we're talking sand, we're talking broken up bits of concrete. Anything as long as it's small enough, he can basically magneto affect it and maneuver it and use it. And this is the thing where his weapon suddenly comes in real handy, because he has a fondness for using his semblance to change his weapon into other types of weapons. For example, leaving it in its basic rod form and attaching a giant sand hammer or mace head to it.
Yes.
Now, under the effects of trance, other people's semblances are boosted as well to an extent, which allows him to manipulate the sand a little bit further from himself and make more ridiculous and convoluted things.
I will be right back. I need to use the bathroom.
Okay.
Right. Like his final attack in the tournament, he unleashes the Pillars of Nosgoth. And the terrible references were had.
Jeez.
but he literally constructs these pillars and beats a guy up them, down them, and with them.
Like any semblance, it's OP if you use it right.
Everything is OP if you use it right.
Good point.
So realistically though, like this team from the outside, we have a character who has the debris manipulation is probably the most fantastical semblance of them. Ochre's ability is a small boost with a drawback that can be given to others as well as himself. The other two are detectors, one of Grimm, one of Aura's. And then, yeah, basically you've got 2 upfront fighters and 2 backline support/sniper characters.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how my team shook out. John, we've never been this close before.
I think we have at some point.
I don't know.
Maybe not this close.
Nah, this is awful close, but the inside of your breastplate's comfy. Don't know how you get it so comfy in here. Maybe it's the hood.
Like, it's the hood.
It's gotta be the bear on the hood, right?
It's made of the most comfortable quality box top hoodie that you can get.
See, now I want 5. Oh boy.
Sorry, I'm back.
You're sorry that you're back.
Yes.
Ugh.
Ow. Did you go over the little tidbit that Rosso breaks the fourth wall constantly?
Yes. Rosso does have a personality issue in that he does not respect walls of any kind, especially the figurative. Listen, if I could, this is the Kool-Aid Man made manifest. If he could bust through the wall screaming "Oh yeah" while flexing his biceps,
He does it.
he's done it. He's done it twice just in the time we've been talking about it.
Yeah, that is his thing. He also constantly makes references to me being a co-author and editor.
Yeah, we've got a running joke on authors and editors and things. I've got a couple of points where they use Monty's name instead of "Oh my God" or "Oh my Monty."
Oh my Monty, Monty my oem.
Monty my And and Rosso's favorite thing, which he mostly yells at 2 characters, one of them being Vincent, Cam's personal character, the other one being Neptune. God damn it, Shawcross!
He always says, God damn it, Shawcross. and
Damn it,
both characters
why?
always look at him like, what is he talking about?
What do you mean?
Because Vincent being my character, my last name being Shawcross, Neptune being voiced by Carrie Shawcross, the director of RWBY now. It's a running gag that he puts
we are
in.
not getting in that way.
It's not Merry Christmas, it's Merry Shawcrossmas.
Nice.
The luck of the Shawcross. And then I just from there, like, Rosso is in a lot of ways my excuse to throw in as many nerdy references to everything under the sun as I can get, because he knows. Cain is deified.
He does say Cain is deified.
He knows that Cain is deified.
We're like, what does
And
it
he
mean?
Tumbling, burning, white hot fire.
White hot fire.
He knows.
Did anyone see that?
Yeah. That is Rosso. He is also like I think Rosso is responsible for like all of the best lines and ideas that came for a lot of these things. Most notably, I have a draft of the scene again in that. It's a background noise thing because it was one of the first ideas I fully had for him, and it's one that stuck out to me really well. Of Rosso having a conflict with Arden, or not Arden. no, Winchester.
Carden.
Carden, that's it. I left off the C. What is wrong with me? Anyway, yeah.
Let's collide.
Anyway, yeah. We had a conflict with Carden because Carden's just a good character to have conflicts with. Nobody likes him.
Nobody
Very
will
much.
argue.
Nobody, and it literally just stemmed off of an idea of Carden messing with Velvet, and let's insert Rosso into this, and it's literally Rosso coming up and making it into a big scene and laughing at Carden, he's got this major smile on his face and whatnot. But one of the things about Rosso's design too, like he wears this red and white leotard. A red and white leotard, very tight, and a half helm that covers his eyes with the slats over his eyes. And there's a big point in this of him like grabbing Carden by the front of his breastplate and pulling him down so that he can butts his head against that helmet and he can look him right in the eyes. And actually, I got to pull a Sans reference there because he tells him he's gonna have a bad time. But
Yes.
Okay, I think I
And his eye glowed blue.
yeah, he's got blue eyes. He's got
under
bright
his
blue
little
eyes.
half helmet visor.
He's gonna have a bad time. But yeah. So Rosso is hilarious and fun. How did he end up a huntsman? Well, believe it or not, unlike everybody else, probably in that entire world of Remnant, he doesn't have a tragic backstory.
Unlike everyone in Remnant.
Unlike everyone else, probably in all of Remnant, like I think Born in Remnant might qualify you for tragic backstory.
Yeah, it's like
Without-
it's like here's your name, here's your license, here's your tragic backstory. Welcome to Remnant.
Welcome to Remnant. Oh my God, it's Japan. If Japan were the whole world, but like it's like a requirement to enter Japan. You have to have a tragic backstory. It's pretty terrible like that, I think. But but like Rosso doesn't. Rosso had a caring and loving family who support him still. He just thinks everyone should be happy. And his intention, his plan, after going through the huntsman training, is to basically get himself a roving collection of huntsmen and performers and go around the world taking out Grimm and basically putting on
another tower.
his own version of a circus and making everybody smile, because he figures since Grimm feed on and are drawn to negative emotions, if we get rid of those, we won't have Grimm problems anymore.
He's got the most wholesome motive out of any huntsman, I think.
I
So
think
far,
he does.
yeah.
I think he does. He is just the big, bright-eyed, big blue-eyed, everything's gonna be great guy, and you can't. He's got this impossible to get over smile. Like he just doesn't stop. And yeah, and then he's the wild, crazy roller coaster. Again, I think he's responsible for some of the best lines in our thing, not the least of which being him calling out for a combo attack between him and Ochre during the doubles fight with Vincent and Roy. Seems like you're having some trouble. Carnival Ball? We're not calling it that. Carnival
We're not
Ball.
calling it that.
We're not. Yeah, Ochre get you. Carnival Ball? Ochre's response is, "We're not calling it that," and he just
Nice.
goes, "Carnival Ball." Apparently, they are calling it that, and it's literally like anyone who's familiar with comics is familiar with the fastball special. Super strength guy throws smaller character
Oh, okay.
at enemy. Yeah, this is Ochre and Rosso's version of the fastball special, which apparently Rosso thinks should be called Carnival Ball. As you may have undoubtedly guessed, Rosso is the ball. Even though he's made of biceps, like. No, this is the other
Also,
part
one
of the joke here, because Sun is he's made of abs,
Mhm.
just abs. What was Monty's design thoughts when he came up with Sun? Abs.
Literally, that's
Yeah,
canon.
that's abs. That's true. It's abs. For Rosso, biceps. They
was-
they have a flexing they have a flexing competition. It's terrifying.
That was on
It,
the sign that one girl was holding up at the Vital Festival for Sun. It was his abs.
Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
abs. Because everybody
Abs.
knows.
Everybody knows. It's just abs. And for Rosso, like if Sun's design is abs, Rosso's is biceps. And I mean, good lord, everything's got biceps. His biceps have biceps. His triceps have biceps. His pectorals, they also have biceps, and which surprisingly have additional pectorals with additional biceps.
Does he have muscles on his eyeballs?
Well, he keeps those hidden from the public for the most
Keeps
part.
those hidden.
So he hasn't pulled the Jorgen von Strangle and flexed his eye muscles at anybody recently, but
I hope you're enjoying your stay on the island.
I mean, he could.
You're the first visitors I've had in.
It's Lee.
It is Lee.
How do we get up here again?
Good luck.
Sorry, who was that?
Oh, where are my?
Wait, I think I remember.
Allow me to introduce myself. My
I remember
name's
nothing.
Dr. Malone.
Yes, I do remember.
No.
But I
Ah,
most
you're over
certainly know
that
who
way.
you are. Nevertheless,
Damn it.
I'm thrilled you're here. You might be exactly what I need.
Hold on, Lee.
for an important
I'm getting an artifact.
experiment.
Right.
Dr. Merlot!
Oh, you guys are fighting without me.
Terrific students of your set.
Well, didn't you notice by him talking?
Once you're ready, you can come on down.
All right. I need to jump good.
Oh no, a cleverly disguised jumping puzzle. Damage! Bang bang.
I'm not gonna get it.
Screw it.
So, we meet again,
Yay.
Dr. Merlot.
Our spins. Or shall I call you ours?
Do dum dee dum doo dum.
Job.
Yeah.
It's also under debate whether this game is actually canon or not.
Right?
Yeah.
I think
Because-
I think they originally said it was.
Because as of even though it's fan fiction has filters for characters and all that.
Mhm.
And under RWBY fan fiction, Dr. Malot is a character.
Yes, and
Dr.
Not
Malot is
even
even on the
worried-
RWBY wiki.
yes, and again, like when they first did the game, I believe they announced that it was considered was canon, but
That's what I'm
At the
saying.
same
It's
time,
under
like, I-
debate because it's never once mentioned in the show.
gods no.
Besides, if it was, it would kind of put a little bit of a plot hole between the current season going on about, working with Grimm and mutating Grimm and all that.
Oh
I mean,
boy.
they're literal embodiments of darkness. How do you mutate something that's not?
Physics.
Nice.
Yeah, physics.
That's a good question.
Nanomachines.
Nanomachines, son.
Science.
Science.
Yes, science.
Science. Magic. Maybe a little of both.
I'm suddenly glad I practiced.
Ow.
So yeah, that's the team.
Marshall, why don't you talk about Roy?
My turn.
Chitty chitty yang yang.
Chitty chitty gang.
This is just Cam and his terrible I don't want to write it thing happening again.
It's not what's going on. This is what I told you. This was the roadmap.
That's how I was gonna. Wait, you had this all set out?
Yeah. I said Eric will tell about his, then you'll talk about Roy, and then I'll talk about the rest of the team. That's exactly what I said.
I wasn't here for this.
I mean, you were. I remember you were, and I vaguely remember it. But this is See, but that doesn't. That Cam does not make it not the thing I said it was. It's just that you've been doing it for a while.
No.
Nah, it's totally something else, right?
No, something else.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, carnival ball.
Carnival ball.
We're not calling it that.
Perfect.
Say what you will about me. It won't change.
I only agree because
because
Phil completely agrees.
Yeah, Phil does agree with the carnival ball.
Let's agree to disagree.
Don't worry, they'll have their moment eventually. The combination of Phil and Rosso will terrify all of Remnant.
Goodbye, old chum.
To locate Merlot's island, but have yet to obtain its
After all, they are the
I need
bards.
you to continue exploring and contact me when you find any evidence of his whereabouts.
Unscathed. I got an achieve get.
Nice.
Wow.
Hey man, good job.
I'm just doing my part.
I'm here too.
I'm doing my part.
That's what the score says. The score says I'm here too. So Roy Lavelle.
Roy Lavelle originally started out like I mentioned in the world of RPG fantasy. So his original concept was that he was royalty. He was whoa, frame rate.
Students, have you found something?
If by something you mean an
Really bad
industrial-sized
frame
server
rate.
operation, then yeah, we totally found something.
Oh god, it's chugging. Do I need to tone something down or
Doodly
Merlot
doo.
is on this island for a
something?
reason. He's harvesting this substance.
Something's not
Whatever he's
right.
using it for can't be good.
Watch my back while I work on this.
No guarantees.
I can't change graphics quality while I'm in game. What is
No.
this? What is this nonsense? I can't play
Why,
like
it's
this.
nonsense, of course.
I
We
can't
get some
play
F's
like
in the
this.
chat.
But I
get
have
some F's in
to
the
try.
Gotta close that valve off.
Is it the
Get some F's in
Steam?
the chat for Marshall's frame rate.
Yeah, I'm seeing it on YouTube. It looks bad.
It's really
Oh,
bad.
boy. Oh, boy.
It wasn't the Steam.
Maybe try exiting and re-entering.
Is it gonna bring all of you guys down with me?
It shouldn't.
Cam's host, so I don't think it should.
I'm host.
No, Marshall's host.
Oh,
Okay, that didn't make it any better.
I wasn't talking about Discord. I was talking about the game.
Yeah, I'm not host of the game.
Oh, interesting. Strange. Bizarre.
Very
Bullets.
bizarre.
Bullets. Alright, ready? 3, 2, 1, headbutt. Ready, Cam? 3, 2, 1, headbutt.
Okay, let me yeah, let me
Three.
I'm gonna exit then come back. A lot of booyahs happening. Oh god.
We're
that-
trying
that
to
was-
determine who has a harder head, Yang or Ruby.
That was sick. That made me,
Previous host disconnected, transfer
that's-
control to new host.
That's what I thought. Oh, but
Host
it's transferring my.
migration.
Okay, it's. Okay, now my entire game is.
Oh
is
god,
stuttery. It's
I'm
the
host?
whole. It's the whole game. It's my whole game.
Jeez.
Maybe I gotta close out.
Yeah, it wasn't doing
yes.
that until this new level.
Jesus.
What a well-designed and carefully balanced game this is.
I agree. I fully agree.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, there's not really, going back to Roy, there's not really like a hierarchy system in RWBY. It's still it still looks bad. Maybe if I
Jeez, what happened?
don't know what happened. go to be right back and then back to live scene. Once I get this taken care of, I'll continue
Oh yeah.
talking about the character.
Oh, let's sidestep off of that for a second. So, Cam,
Hmm.
it's your turn now.
Well,
There.
just a second. I'm busy being fat. Sorry. So while we're because it says we're back live again, so why don't we
That didn't work either.
talk about my characters? First and foremost is Vincent Stone, the leader of Team Viper. Also a second year team, not a first year team like Team RWBY and Team Juniper. They are so basically Team Juniper is basically the sister team to Team RWBY. Team Viper is like the sister team to Team Coffee. In this story. He
You made your.
what?
Let's say, yeah, you made your team at Beacon, so you gave them interconnecting relations with known characters.
Correct.
I didn't.
Where was I going with this? Vincent is a weird character in the sense that he also doesn't have weapons that are guns. He has guns and he has weapons. And he carries all of them on him at all times.
Yes, we call him Beacon's Swiss Army knife.
Yes. In fact,
there was one
there's a little joke going on between me and Eric that it's actually Glinda Goodwitch that gave him that nickname, and she refuses to say that she's the source of that nickname. So it just spread around Beacon that it's Beacon's Swiss Army knife because he looks like he carries himself kind of like Furion does in Dissidia, where he's just got all these weapons on him. And and a lot of people are intimidated by that. It's like, why don't you just combine them? It's like, no.
You didn't. Yeah, it's like you didn't build them to like shrink on themselves, and it's like no.
There's one. It's the spear he has. It collapses, but that's it. That's the only mecha shifting technology in his repertoire, and that's a spear.
The spear collapses. Similar to, I didn't bring this up about Ochre's sword even, but similar to Ochre's sword, his has a
Trigger mechanism.
Basically a slot for him to insert dust and a trigger to activate the dust along the blade.
Same with Vincent's. His spear, his sword, which is also a katana, and his shock gauntlet, or his gauntlet on his left hand, all have dust cartridge placements in them.
Mm-hmm.
As well as his rifle, which the only thing that's different about his rifle is it's both a long neck and a short barrel, to where the long neck will fold in on itself and double as a shotgun. That also has dust cartridges. He also has a Bowie knife at all times, and a rope knife. We disconnected because everything's going on. What's going on, Marsh?
I don't know. I might have to end stream and come back up, which I hate doing.
Oh no.
I hate having to split the stream. I hate having to split the same stream into two, but I might have to, because let me load up another game and see if it's the streaming thing or if it's RWBY. So let me just load up a game that is not RWBY. Risk of Rain 2, come on down.
Oh no.
This is when we get 100 people on, and they're like, "This isn't Ruby."
This is a Ruby.
Right.
Oh, look at that chuggy intro.
Oh boy.
Okay, so yeah, it's the stream.
Okay.
All right, so I gotta.
Maybe your
Hey, we'll be back.
laptop's not used to it.
Maybe not. So I gotta end the stream, bring it back up. Once, if Risk of Rain 2
my
lets me
God.
chug my way out. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna have to end the stream, and I'll bring it right back up after like